G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Dinkum in a very soggy looking Wuyan today. But since it's raining, perhaps I might take the opportunity in this episode to go and visit Jimmy once more, and we'll figure out what we can actually sell to him. I keep saying that we should be selling a whole bunch of junk to him as well, because with all of the dredging that we keep doing, we end up with a lot of, I call them garbage, but they're not really garbage. They're useful, provided that you have a need to actually craft using some of those materials. But yeah, I think we can sell quite a lot of it off. Anyway, going to start the day by doing the usual things, but I am planning in this episode to shift gears a little bit. Normally we are focusing on the track quite a bit, but this time around I think we're going to focus our efforts a little bit more into making this helipad, because I've been talking about it for a very long time and I feel like we should finally do it. So that's the focus. So helipad and well, I guess a bit of dredging towards the end of the night. We still need to get those keys, obviously. So, okay. Little Shiro is still little. So, not going to be able to do much with her just yet. Let's just do what we need to do here. Let's do feeding of the moose and the boys. There we go, and let's get the boys fed as well. Alright, they've been well behaved the last few episodes, haven't really come too close to the water, which is nice. Just gonna grab all of these things. We got a freshwater prawn there. Now, the other day we saw that the Tucker box was accepting cooked prawn, and I had no idea that we could cook some prawns, so I'm just going to give that a go now, just for funsies. Do need to put a few additional tools away. And yeah, it is the 28th, so tomorrow we're going to have a very busy day, obviously, rethinking the way we sort of do crops and stuff. Let's see what this gives us. 10 HP and 15 stamina. Interesting. Oh, and a fishing buff as well. Nice. Well, look, you know, maybe I'll keep that for a snack or something, and we can sort of enjoy it a little bit later on. But I think now is the time for us to head into town. I'm just gonna pass through the sort of main road to get to town here instead of the back road, because we've got Cherry Road ready, so we should harvest as many of these cherries as possible. Okay, and yeah, I guess on the way to the workshop we could also just check on, you know, the Tucker box to see what Sheila's buying for the day. Bananas. Are these just normal bananas or cooked bananas? Okay. We could do some cooked bananas, but we don't really have a lot of cooked bananas, do we? We do have a photo request to try and do as well. There's an alpha croc. We'll definitely do that. Gives us a little bit of cash. Every little bit helps. Alright, so let's just stash things. Island crab, or inland crab rather. Let's get this processing, and just looking at what we can do. Billy cans are free. Yeah, we actually don't really have a lot of bananas. If we actually do some of the work in the middle of Wuyan today, we might actually have the chance to go out and grab some more bananas, and maybe we can do a bit of a banana cook-up later on. Might not be a bad idea. Okay, very good. You know, I'm still not entirely sure what the toad skins do, or the frog skins do, because, you know, we can find all of those frogs, or toads out during rainy days like this, and, yeah, if you kill some of them, you'll get the skins. I don't really know what that's for. We've got cherries as well. So yeah, I do want to prepare for a bit of a big sell to Jimmy as well. So let's get going here. And perhaps what we can do is we could, on the way home, check on those bananas near the spare home in the center of Wuyan. And perhaps maybe we can do a cook-up towards the end of the day. That goes there. I'll throw everything else in here. More cherries. We'll just stash that away there for a second. We've got 100 cherries to sell. Very nice. I do want to start preparing for this helipad. Now, I do need to have a think of what sort of tiles or paths I want for that helipad. And I'm thinking maybe we can go with black tile paths and white tile paths, and or maybe we can go with blue tile paths, but then we'll have to use plenty of blue paint, which I don't really have a lot of. Gives us 16 paths. Marble paths. Simply marble. Yeah, I'm thinking we just go with some black and white tile paths, along with some kind of fencing here. I'm thinking maybe just the tin fencing would be sufficient. Including, say, a tin gate. So we need tin sheets. Yeah, tin sheets. Plenty of tin sheets for that. Again, the reason why I want to do this first is because I don't want to accidentally sell off a whole bunch of stuff that I actually need for this build. So let's do 24. That might be overkill, but that's fine. And we need to grab some paint, so let's quickly do that now. Yeah, and this helipad's probably going to be something that's very, very simple. It's not going to be, like, overly complicated. Let's go in with the black paint and the white paint. So I think with the white paint, we'll go with 1 batch. 2 batches of black paint. And I think that should be sufficient for the entire helipad. Hopefully, anyway. There goes the rain, and out comes the sun. Very nice. So we need Is it cement that we need? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's grab some cement. Let's just make one of these. And yeah, we'll grab those paths. So a couple of batches of the black tile paths. I would like some stairs or something along those lines. Which... Actually, I do have brick steps. Oh, my bad. Let's chuck that back in place. Okay. Hopefully we've got everything we need to achieve what we were trying to do here. Let's stash that away. Stash the brews away as well. And yeah, from here I need to sort of decide what I want to sell off. Mossy brick paths. Okay. It's probably not going to give us too much, but it'll be something. Old contraptions, yeah, I guess we can. Maybe we'll split it in half just to make sure that we've got enough for, you know, whatever we might need in the future. Probably not a good idea to sell it all off. These old gears, definitely want to sell these. But I think we can, again, split that in half. That should be hopefully a decent chunk of money there. Wheels, we can do that as well. Springs, yeah, I got plenty of springs. Yeah, again, I feel like a lot of this stuff is probably not going to fetch too much, but can't blame me for trying, right? Maybe we'll do the bright wires as well. Okay. Do we have anything else that we can try and sell off? What about marble, guys? That might not be a bad idea, right? Baconium ores. We want to sell baconium ores. We could. I feel like we got a decent amount of cash from baconium ores, and it's not like we have a need for the baconium ores right now. Plus, we've got another 12, and recently it hasn't been too difficult for us to make, to find those ores. So, yeah, I say why not? Let's do it. Okay. I think I'm ready. So let's head off and let's do what we can to make some cash today. Obviously I do need to fetch the heli, so let's go home first. Alright, anything I've missed here at home? I don't think so. I just want to maybe put some of these poos away, which I'm hanging on to. Okay. Off we go. Question is where Jimmy is. Yeah, okay. It's right there. I'm gonna see if I can just land at the spare house first, and then we'll grab those bananas. Okay, good old Ted is here. We don't really need anything from Ted today though, so I'm not really that interested in looking for him. Smooth slate. Okay, I'll just leave that. Don't really need it, do we? Coffee, maybe we should have some coffee. Speed up the process a little bit. If we do end up doing that big stream, guys, I'm probably going to need heaps of coffee. Both in-game and in real life. Because we'll probably be at Reef Islands for a good long while. Before we can sort of completely find all the things. Alright. Over this way. Okay. Wonder if that's all the bananas in the area. Quite possibly could be. Alright. So, how many bananas did we end up getting there? 41. Okay, that's decent. Plus a little bit more that we have already in storage. We can probably sell all of that and make quite a bit of cash, hopefully anyway. Assuming that because I'm cooking all of it, it will actually fetch a decent amount. Oh, look at all of those treasures. Maybe on the way back. I use the words treasures very lightly here. It could all be junk, for all I know. The only treasure is really finding old keys. Have I ever seen a golden bush devil statue? Anyway, let's have a chat with Jimmy. Welcome back, Blue. Are you here to talk business? Well, absolutely, my friend. I want you to buy the stacks of stuff that I have. I'm sure you'll love it. Hopefully, we get a decent deal here. I think that's it. I could be selling like more of my wheat if I wanted to, but maybe not. Oh yes, all these bulk items, plus my very, very fair bonus. I can give you 2.9 million dink, take it or leave it. Absolutely. Alright, we'll take it. So that put a decent dent into our required savings. So I better actually visit the bank sometime soon. It's kind of uncomfortable bringing all this cash with me. So let's hope that we don't have to fight anything, because I would hate to lose a big chunk of it. Oh yes, and then there's all of this. Why not? Let's just check out what we can find. Brilliant, okay. No keys though, so I guess it's not that great, but at least we checked it all out. Okay, so I'm thinking the next thing we want to do before we swing back around to the workshop is we'll actually start building this helipad. And I'm sort of thinking, guys, maybe with the helipad we want to make not just one, but maybe we can make another one out here where the spare house is in the center of Wien. It makes sense, in my opinion, because that is somewhat of a little sort of farm. It is more of a mining sort of area, isn't it? We've got several of our quarries there. So we'll think about doing that. We'll see how we go with the materials we have for this particular helipad. And then that should give us a good idea of what we'll need for a next one, if we do a next one. So, first things first, I would say I would like to have the helipad elevated, which means I'm gonna need to print a little bit of soil up here. And yeah, it depends on how wide we want this helipad to be, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's 5 by 5. And I think that might be big enough. Might be. Okay. So, let's see how we go here. Obviously, this being a helipad, we need to make sure that it actually says that it's a helipad. Like so. I mean, is that good enough? Maybe. Maybe. I wish we could have, like, different colored, like, steps and stuff as well. That would be kind of cool. But, yeah, this is sort of my thought process. But, now that I think about it, we do add the fencing. This place becomes very, very small. We can give it a test run. I guess it's not too bad, is it? We could make it a little bit wider if we wanted to. But do we need all that space? Because if we do make it wider, it'll become wider on every side if we're trying to keep things symmetrical. I kind of feel like that's sufficient. I'm sort of thinking about whether or not I want to add the fences on the lower ground instead. And perhaps maybe add some more tile just because we've got it. Well, we don't have enough, but you get the idea. We probably need a little bit more tile if that was the case, but... I think I'm inclined to go with what we had before. Or perhaps maybe it might look better if we didn't have these tiles down the bottom. Yeah, I think it's I think the tiles down the bottom are not really adding too much. So maybe all we need to do is just add the fencing. Okay. Looking good. I've got a gate though, and the gate I guess I can't really use the gates unless I bring some fencing up here and then I put the gates in like so. It could work. Yeah, I think I might need to find another fence if I can. I don't know if I've got some spare ones, actually, and that should be something that we check on. I'll be able to make use of what we already have. Righto, so, fences. Yeah, it doesn't look like we actually have any spare tin fences, to be honest. Let's maybe just do one more batch, and we'll have to keep the spare ones that we have, but I guess that's not such a bad thing. We can always use it, perhaps, for future things that we make. Let's just stash everything away. The white tile paths. So, yeah, if we're definitely considering doing more helipads, then it might not be a bad idea to keep these things. The question is where? Where can we keep them? But I'm thinking maybe we can use the spare house as a bit of storage for some of this stuff. Okay, while we're here though, we've got bananas to grill. Let's try and grill some more. Well, actually we don't have any, so let's try and grill some. And we'll get it straight to the tucker box, and we'll also start preparing for a bit of a dredge tonight. Need those keys still. We are getting pretty close though, I think. And yeah, I'm still getting a lot of people sort of suggesting that we needed to make some more crab pots. I'm still of the opinion that if you made crab pots, then you're gonna need to do a whole bunch of hunting constantly, and that's not really what I want to do. I prefer doing the dredging compared to the hunting. 57 cooked bananas. Hopefully we get some decent cash from this. And yeah, I mean, we've got to try and get to the bank. It's going to be a couple of days before we can get there though. So actually, let's grab our gear. So this time I am bringing the boogie board. Shouldn't forget about that. Welcome to the tucker box. What can I do for you, doll? I am here to sell you the cooked bananas that I have. Some great produce here, Blue. How does 47,000 sound? Oh, it sounds alright, but I was hoping for a little bit more. Yeah, that probably wasn't as worthwhile as I thought it could have been. But anyway, that's all good. Now, I'm just thinking, do I want to eat some food before we do some dredging? We had that sort of risk last time when we did some dredging and then came across a croc, a hungry croc, and that was not a pleasant experience. So yeah, anyway, I think that should do it, and hopefully we don't have to deal with any crocs or anything like that. But you never know. Now, the next thing is we do want to just finish the build of the helipad. Let's just quickly do that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we have going on here. If anything, I've just sort of realized right now, perhaps it could do with a bit of lighting. And yeah, I might have to think about that. Where'd our tin fences go? Oh, did I accidentally stash my tin fences? Oh, man. Sorry, let me go and fetch that. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. I think I may have put it away. There. Why did I do that? Anyway, in terms of lighting, I don't know. Do we want to get some street lamps there, or perhaps maybe the copper street lamps might be a good fit, because we've got copper street lamps everywhere else. Everywhere else nearby, that is. Another idea could be to have, like, you know, lights from the bottom shining upwards. Speaking of, I think we actually need to make some more of those things to decorate Blururu, to obviously try and light up Blururu. I can't remember if we've already done that. Maybe it might not be a bad idea to just quickly go visit, just to inspect. But yeah, we also need to make a decision on where we're dredging next, and I think we're going this way. Maybe we can even start from this bridge and dredge along there for the rest of the episode. Yeah, let's check Blururu. Alright, it's got some lights, but definitely not enough. We need a few more lights. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe about 5 more lights. So yeah, we should consider that sometime very soon. Okay, diving helmet on, boogie board in hand. We should actually keep a track of any of the keys that we find as well. So we'll chuck a key in one of our slots there as soon as we find one. We are actually running a little bit low on durability of our shovel, but the shovel is literally the only thing that we've used so much of recently, so I think maybe we might want to just buy a shovel from John's place when we get the opportunity. I don't think that's a bad idea, because I think buying the shovel from his place is probably going to be cheaper than buying another repair kit. I mean, we do have a spare repair kit, but, you know, I just feel like it might be a bit of a waste if we used it just to repair the shovel. Okay, and it is late already. I feel like I'm not really having a lot of luck here. And we do have a croc there in the distance. Alright. Nature in Wuyan can be very brutal. Yeah, I'm not really getting too much, guys. Did we dredge this area already? I feel like we probably didn't. But for some reason I'm not finding anything. Or perhaps maybe we did, like, a little while ago, but it hasn't been long enough for a lot of the treasures to respawn. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think there's any point in continuing around this area. So why don't we make our way past the bridge on this side and see if we can find anything on that side. We did find all of this though. We got a couple of old keys there, that's decent. Here we go. Okay. I spoke too soon. Yeah, definitely having a little bit more luck here, I think. Might have our little prawn snack right now. Yum. Alright. Let's keep going. Okay, where are we up to? Decent amount. Let's just continue a tiny little bit more. I'm probably not going to do the entire extent until we reach the next bridge. But we'll probably go halfway. Nice find there. And we have found a lot of barrels, so I have high hopes for getting a few keys tonight. Let's have another coffee here. Keep us going for a while. Alright. I think we're... I guess almost halfway. Maybe tiny little bit more. Tiny little bit more. I think we're looking good around here. So we'll probably stop and we'll just head back and see if we can bust open all of the barrels. So obviously we just need to be a bit careful as we move back home or move back to the heli. Okay, apparently we can't carry anymore. What's going on here? Gum logs. Maybe we can leave the gum logs. Grab the old gears and... Can we carry that? Yep. You know, maybe I should sort of use bush limes instead of coffees to keep us going at this hour. Seems like a cheaper option to me, less wasteful. So instead, maybe we could be selling like 50 stacks of, or one stack of coffee to Jimmy, for example. Maybe even to the Tucker box. They might appreciate a good coffee. Just making sure that we're not missing anything that might be on the surface. Yeah, I think that might be it, guys. It's a decent amount of dredging. We got 6 more keys out of that, plus the... I think it was just the one that we found from the crab pots this morning. So not a bad haul. Not a bad haul overall. Alright, cool. Well, let's head on over back home. And I'm just gonna stash away all of the quote-unquote junk that we've got. And yeah, we'll call it an episode. We've got to think about what we're going to do tomorrow. Obviously, there is the option for going to the Reef Islands, but we're not going to do that. And instead, I think maybe we'll focus a little bit more on the track. The track still needs a few bits and pieces. Unfortunately, it is also a Sunday, so we can't exactly do a few things, like we can't go to the bank to try and stash away some money. So that's kind of an issue, but I guess we can be a little bit more patient about it. Let's stash keys. So we're at 56, a little bit more to go. About halfway. We'll hang on to the bush limes. I think we'll put away some of our dredging gear here. And yeah, that's going to be it. When it comes to the track, though, I feel we probably still need to think about getting more waterbeds, acacia trees in there, and I don't know about flowers and stuff like that. There's also furnishings that we need to think about as well to, you know, allow people to watch the actual race. And I'm thinking of also just setting up like some kind of a little stand. Normally you would put things in the stand, or a display stand, but I'm sort of thinking that it could be like a ticket stand instead. I don't know. That's just a thought that I've got. But anyway, I think this is where we're going to be calling it an episode, guys. Pretty productive, if you ask me, and I'm really happy about the helipad that we've now created. I think I just need to plan for sort of the finishing touches for it, lighting specifically. Anyway, guys, I think I am signing out here. As usual, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.